gonna give everyone a few more minutes to join in, as I know there's a lot of people, a lot of questions they want to ask, a lot of things that need to be said and worked through. So we'll just give everyone a little bit more time to join in so that everyone can listen in. Okay, I think we'll get started. The new people coming in have started to filter down. I'm gonna just talk a little bit, say a few things, and then Moisty, you guys can begin bringing new people. So essentially, a lot has happened these past few days. It has been rough. We have posted a few announcements that you can read in our announcements channel and on my Twitter that address a few things. I understand the current situation. I understand what's happened. I would like to apologize on behalf of myself and Pixelmon for anyone and everyone that has been affected by this. We have no ill intention. We're not going anywhere. We're not a rug. What I do admit to is this project and everything leading up to it was not executed the best way possible. It was executed by a very small team, and the original scope of Pixelmon was really small. We started our socials in the beginning of December. Our project started about early last year. I'm trying to think of original dates, but the thing is, when we began this project, it wasn't, we weren't thinking it was going to be as big as this. And our problem, our pitfall was leading up to our launch, we grew incredibly in terms of hype. We had a lot more people following us, a lot more eyes on our project. Unfortunately, we didn't have a large team with varying experience levels to handle this increased hype, to handle this influx of new people. We weren't very experienced in those regards, and we apologize to people that have been affected by that. We're going to do an AMA now where people can come up to ask questions. They can ask anything they want, and I will try my best to answer on behalf of myself and the project. There are a lot of things that need to be addressed, and I believe we'll be able to work through them. Many people are frustrated. I understand that. Many people still believe in the project, and I thank you for that. We'll work through this. I apologize as well for the lack of communication, the lack of AMAs. It's been a very difficult time for myself and the team. We have been receiving countless threats in real life and on Twitter. It's a lot to handle. I'm moving past those and I'm focusing on those who are looking for more information right now. I am new to receiving these kind of threats, and it's rough. I'm talking to you now not as a project but as an individual, because I feel a lot of people aren't also in this for the project. They believed in me and they feel I've let them down. I have let myself down. As I mentioned in one of my tweets, the quality is not great. I admit to that. We could have done so much better. The team was very small, and what I'm saying is that we're dealing with these threats, but at the same time, we're going to keep working on the project. We're not going to go anywhere. As we start delivering, I hope that the threats and attempts on my life and those of the project will subside. Our only real possible move forward is to deliver, and that's what we plan to do. Moisty, do you want to bring up people, and you guys can start asking us questions, and we'll do our best to answer them, and hopefully clear a lot of the fear and the uncertainty, that you guys can be more at ease.
Yeah,
Hey,
awesome.
how are you doing? Yes. Yeah. Mhm. Okay, so the art before a lot of the art that is being shared on social media, the snake and I believe a dog, I can't recall exactly. That art is from Unity. We bought a lot of our assets for our prototype on Unity. This is before our NFTs. They were not used in the NFTs. This was in the earliest stages of our project. Many um, game development teams go through something similar where you buy art on Unity. We were building the prototype with these assets. Our intention was never to use these assets in the final game. I understand the confusion and what that looks like, but all the art that was used from Unity was purely used to prototype and test our game and our proof of concept. After that, for our actual NFTs, none of the art is stolen. All of the art on our NFTs, we found modelers, we paid them, and they delivered art. We had different modelers. We had Mesh Tint Studios, we had Melba's Animations, we had a few others. All of them, we reached out. We said, this is what we want. They said, we can do that. This is our price. And we paid them for it. Nothing was stolen, and I just want to make that clear. In terms of the actual game, the goal with this art was to have something we could put as NFTs before our game is released, because the original scope of this game wasn't as big as it is now, but it kept growing and growing, and now with more funding, we have the ability to do a lot more. Our plans are to use our game studio to build better models, higher quality models. So to those who are upset about the art, I understand, and it wasn't built using the funds we raised. This is not what you're going to see in exchange for the amount of funds you put in. In hindsight, being real, it was not a good choice. Clearly not a good choice for us to release the artwork in this current state. That is something that falls on me. It was my call. Delta developers, they helped with our smart contract. They have no other involvement. They're an incredibly experienced team, and we got their help developing our smart contract, and they developed a contract better than many in the space. However, they did advise us that we shouldn't release, but I pushed forward with it, and the incomplete models, the poor quality, that's on me, and I apologize to everyone for that. What you see on OpenSea right now is not the final look. We will continually update them. We have stressed this many times before, because we're not a profile picture project, we're a game project. We're going to be continuously updating, continuously innovating, and sorry, I'm just breathing. I have a lot going through right now, but I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, just wanted to say, man. Uh, I know it's been a rough day, man. But look, you still have supporters, man. I still believe. Don't worry,
Thank you.
man. You'll get through this, man.
I
I know you'll do
appreciate
it.
that. And supporting despite what's going on.
No, don't give
I
up. Don't
I
give up.
thank you for that. No, I thank you for that. A lot of people have been let down, and I can't ignore that. Some people are saying don't mention that. I shouldn't get personal. I need to keep it professional. But personally, I didn't expect any of this. None of this was planned. We have no ill intention. Our idea was, we're going to come to this space. We want to create one of the biggest NFT games. We're going to raise the funding, and we're going to build a game. Um, Unfortunately, it requires a lot more work than that. We should have had a larger team, more experienced individuals across the space. We made a mistake on that part, and that's on us.
Hey, we'll recover.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. See ya.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Blazing, you're up next.
Um, Thank you. Hello. Thank you for having me up here. My
Hey.
question is, considering what's happened and what's happened has happened, but I think what I'm looking for is the next step forward. How
Mhm.
realistic is it for the game to be completed by the end of the year. And I think more transparency just from not Pixelmon, but more transparency from Magic Media and what they're working and how the game is being, the progress on the game would be much appreciated for the community. So I guess more like, is it possible that the game can still be completed by the end of the year? And what game engine will you be using, or will Magic Media be using to complete the game?
Okay, that's a good question. For starters as well, many are still unsure of our partnership with Magic Media. We have signed contracts with them, we have made payments to them, and they are working on the game. In terms of the actual development, yes, it is still realistic for the end of the year. One thing that we'll continuously communicate as well, that we're not planning to just create a game and leave it. This will be a game that we will release an initial version by the end of this year that you can play with, that you can hang out inside with your Pixelmon and you can explore. The thing is as well, our goal is a AAA game. A lot of people have been against that and they have been doubting that, and unfortunately it's not something we can fix overnight. It's something that we will need to take time to prove ourselves, prove our worth, prove that we're here in the long term. A AAA game will take a few years to complete. By the end of this year, we will have a game and it will be of a very high quality, though in terms of development, it is not something we plan to just release and leave. Similar to games like Fortnite or Minecraft, they'll have a starting version that will be fun to play with, but we will continuously innovate every year because on my personal involvement in this project is something I see for life. I don't see it just as Pixelmon. I see it expanding further and becoming a metaverse. I have high ambitions. I want to pass Decentraland and Sandbox. I know a lot of people will make fun of me, make fun of the project for wanting to have those kinds of ambitions, but that is the kind of future I see for the project to become a true metaverse. And I haven't been able to talk much about it. I haven't been able to really share my views on this project a lot because I have been working very hard, and it is a tough thing for me when our team that it was initially so small. I had to spend all my time working on the game itself, and I haven't been able to really spend time in the community to introduce myself to you, to hang out, to show you guys who I am and what my ambitions are. Despite everything that's going on, we're still going to keep going. We're still going to keep building the game, and I have very, very high goals for this. I want to create something that people generally haven't seen before. The problem I see with this is the NFT space is very fast paced, and a lot of people want something overnight. They pay for something, they want to see it the next day, or they want to see it instantly. Unfortunately, the route we have taken with creating a game like this is it's going to take time. People are going to buy the NFT. The next day, the game is not going to be ready. We need time to develop the game. We need time to actually use the funding. As mentioned earlier as well, we couldn't create better models overnight. We have the funding now to build better models, though like the game, it will take time to produce those better models. But in terms of the game and Magic Media, and regarding your question, they will be making the game. We will aim for an alpha release before the end of the year as well, but with how we've planned it with them and talked with them, and at the rate we're going, we are on track to still produce Pixelmon by the end of the year. We will be continuously transparent regarding this. We are in our early stages of development, so it's as much as I want to put out a lot of content showing you behind the scenes of the studio, it's very early on right now. However, I will talk with Magic Media and we will see what we can produce and put together in terms of a formal statement that the public can see to set their minds at ease, to say, hey, this is who's working on the game. This is how much funding is going into the game. These are our steps to complete the game. We are working on the game. Something like that the public can just see. I think I'll get to work on producing right away, because a lot of the fear is that we have all this money and we're just going to disappear. The reality is that has happened a lot in other projects. So the initial response was, wow, Pixelmon failed. The launch didn't go great. Cyber is running off with all the money. I understand those fears. We will keep pushing forward. We will keep making the game. we are going to develop the metaverse that we have promised everyone. Our light paper, we are going to stick to it. People are going to, after the spaces, be like, they're going to complain. And I understand that. And at the moment, my words are just words. However, with our confirmed partnership with the studio and by continuously building and starting to produce results, I hope that many people will see that we're not here to leave. We're not just going to disappear one day. We are going to keep building. With all the FUD and the uncertainty on Twitter right now, it's difficult because we aren't. I'm just trying to choose my words wisely because a lot of people have taken what I said before and used it in certain ways. Yeah.
Okay.
I think, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's
I'm
and then
yeah, I just want to apologize to people in this space if at any time I sound a bit emotional or I take some time to work through things. It has been very difficult, especially with the time zone difference. I went to sleep and all of this. I'm in New Zealand. Everyone knows that. And while I was sleeping, that is the time the NFT space is awake. And unfortunately, all of this FUD happened, and I wasn't able to defend myself. I own up to our mistakes. I take full accountability for how the project has proceeded. It wasn't great. I'm not hiding that. I'm not trying to hype it up anymore. Our end goal has not changed. The plan we had before minting, before reveal, is the same plan we now have after, and we will just keep building. Unfortunately, our NFT art, it wasn't great. It was a poor start to our journey. I own up to that. I take accountability, and I'm sorry for that. What I do promise to you guys as a community and to all of those who stick by us is that we don't leave, that we will continue making the game. And to those who don't believe that, or to those who have left the community, or to those who want to continuously push against us, I'm sorry you feel that way, and I hope that in the time to come, when we start building, when we start producing results, when you start seeing a game together, come together, that you will start to change your mind and come on board with what we're building.
then just a little quick question. What
That's okay.
game engine is the game going to be built on?
Yeah, so our original plan was Unity. That's what we were working with Magic Media. We would have Pixelmon built upon that engine. However, with our increased funding, our goals have grown a lot. Our ideas for this, the potential of Pixelmon has grown a lot. It is no longer going to be just Pixelmon. While we get our ideas fleshed out, I'll be able to explain some more. However, now we plan to transition over to Unreal Engine to cater for the larger scale we're working on now, because in terms of the size that we're planning, we're going to need a more flexible engine, and Unity has certain limitations. Though what we've built to date has been on Unity, however, we plan with this scale to transition to Unreal Engine.
Thank you. Thank you for answering my question.
You're welcome. I hope that was helpful.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Hey, Dwight.
Wait.
Yo, what's up?
Hey.
Hello. So, in the light paper, there was something about AR and VR. I was hoping you could speak a little bit more about that because that sounded really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. That's okay. So, essentially, our idea with these 3D models on OpenSea is that you would be able to put on a VR headset and actually view your NFT in VR, or you could use an app that we want to design, that we have plans to create, where you can view your NFT in AR. Sorry, I think I said AR for the headset. I mean VR. But yeah, that was our plans, and we began building the functionality for that. Hence why on OpenSea we started as 3D models. Yeah, I think that explains it. Our long-term goal though is to create another thing that we plan to do though, we will provide more information on the future is we want this to be an interactive experience. We want you to be able to connect your wallet to our website and then interact with your NFTs, feed them, look after them, hang out with them. That goes beyond just the AR and VR, though you would be able to do that in VR also. We have a lot of plans for the project and we have the ability to accomplish all those plans with our funding and with the studio. Though it's unfortunate that right now, what we have produced without the funding in studio, it doesn't reflect well. I hope, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah.
hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just wanted to say, but sorry.
But just one quick thing, for the people that are coming up here, thank you for being respectful as you have been, but I just want to lay some ground rules. So when you're coming up here, please ask constructive questions and just keep in mind that we're all humans here and we need to show each other respect. So everyone's been great so far, but just prefacing this for anyone else that does come up.
Yeah, and for those who are concerned, I'm going to stay here as long as it takes. I'm going to answer your questions. I'm going to work through it. I'm going to try and clarify and work through as many issues as concerns as possible. And yeah, do you have anything else, Dwight?
Oh yeah, I just want to say I love the project. Been here since day one. I've like talked to everyone here. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. Thank you.
No, thank
Love
you.
you,
I
Dwight.
remember seeing you. I remember seeing you since day one, and thank you for staying us through all of this.
Yeah, no, I still love it. Okay, peace.
So yeah.
Hi, Cheese.
Hey, cheese.
Hi. Yeah,
Hi.
so basically my question is, you have been saying from day one that you want to be fully transparent.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, why did you hide that you bought 400 ETH of NFTs from everyone?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question. For starters, I apologize for that and how it looked and the impact that has had on the project, on myself as a founder. I'm trying to think of the best way to announce it. In the project, we aren't planning to give ourselves a crazy amount of money. We genuinely believe we're gonna build something that no one's seen before, and we want to use all the funding for that. In regards to the funds that were used, we paid the founders, myself, and the team less than 2% of the funding. However, that is still significant in terms of the total funds raised. That funding was used, and then a few NFTs were purchased, and that was irresponsible, and I take accountability for that. It was not the right move in the least point. And yeah, it is not. It was not our intention to hide it from everyone. The fact that they were hidden on OpenSea, again, I take accountability for that. It is a standard practice I've done since I came into the NFT space, just to hide them whenever I buy them. However, that has an incredibly negative impact and look on myself and the project, and I understand that. And again, I apologize for that. I have unhidden them, and in regards to not announcing that, we trying to think of the right wording. A lot is happening right now that I'm just trying to focus on you and your question and the best way that I can proceed. All of the other funds will be going towards the project. That 5 or less than 5% we have set aside in payment for developers, in payment for the team, in payment for founders and project leaders. However, we understand that the community was under the impression that we might not take a cut, or we might take a regular wage in exchange instead of a percentage of the project. And I own up to that, and I apologize. The funds used for those NFTs was never an attempt to sneakily go away and buy some NFTs that that would be used for personal gain. I am fully capable, and if the community will accept the decision, those NFTs, I will ensure they are all sold. I will ensure the money from those NFTs and that 400 ETH is sent straight back to the project wallet. I have no interest in that money. I don't want to withdraw it and use it. It is difficult because that was an action that was taken that reflects poorly on myself and the project, and I can't do anything except apologize for it. Except if the community would like, we will make the sale. We will send all the funds back to the wallet, and we will leave it with that. Sorry, I think I spoke quite long on it.
Yeah.
But does that answer your question?
Yeah, it pretty much covers what I was thinking as well. But I don't know, like what what do you think you can do with like the money doesn't matter, you know, because you've been saying that I'm gonna I'm gonna pay 2 million for this to fix the art and everything, but I don't think people care about this. They just want the price to recover. They want the thing they're holding to be worth for what they paid at least, or half of what they paid. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Because I
I agree.
minted on Dutch auction. I minted on whitelist. I bought 3 off the floor, and that was half of the money I had. So that was
Yeah.
20K. And I just wanted to ask you, what are you gonna do about the people who minted from Dutch auction as well?
Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of people have been asking for refunds. There were people who supported us, advised us up to this point that have said some things that I disagree with and have said refunds are the best way. We have talked about this as a team and made plans internally. Unfortunately, a refund isn't possible from our side because we have people that minted at Dutch. We have people that bought on secondary, and we can't refund everyone because obviously that's a lot more than the funds that were raised. However, what we plan to do is create the project that everyone signed up for. The project that you bought in the Dutch auction, the project you bought in the secondary sales will be the same project that we create. We will continue to incorporate many things because I understand that that is a key point for many individuals. They base a lot of this on the floor price, and if the floor price isn't doing great, then they're not happy with it, and I understand it. And we will, in our best efforts, continue to create what we promised and more. And as we start doing that, as we start building, releasing more updates and building this community, that I hope that will recover and bring everyone more peace of mind.
Okay. So you're saying that a refund is not possible for people who minted from Dutch auction and still held till now and didn't sell for loss back at 2.3, 2.5, 2 ETH, 1.8, and etc.
Yeah. Are you talking about refunds? Sorry, I missed the first part.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
people
the thing
who
is,
actually, sorry.
no matter which option we take with refunds, there will still be people unhappy. If we refund Dutch auctions that held, then everyone who sold will be unhappy. Everyone who bought on secondary will be unhappy. The only way, even if we refunded everyone, in some capacity, then there will still be FUD. The only way we can mitigate this is to produce exactly what we came and said we would produce, to create the game. Because the other side of that is, if we do those refunds, our plan is to use the funds to create the game. We raised more funding than we expected we would, but we plan to use all of that to create the game. Whether it takes years to do that, we're not going to use all this funding and then create a small game that can be built for only a few $1 million. We plan to use the majority of the funding to create a game, and in doing so, we hope that those who have believed in us from the beginning will find comfort in that.
We'll get that next person going.
Perfect,
Thank you,
Thank you,
Cheese.
Cheese.
Hi,
Hello,
Oivor.
Yo, what's up?
Oivor.
Yo.
Hey.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I was just wondering, like, is it possible to get like some sort of high level, budgeting plans or whatever to like what you're planning to do with the funds?
That's a good question, and I agree that right now in the current state of things, that's exactly what's needed. Initially, why we haven't released it is because we don't know. With development, it's very difficult to estimate an exact cost because there are always delays. There are always different things going on in development that will continuously cost more money. However, what we're working on right now is a high level summary of the funds, of where the funds will be allocated, so that people can see and track, okay, this is how much they've allocated to the project, this is how much they've allocated to marketing, to taxes, to the team, so that everyone can be in the loop of exactly how much we're spending, what's being used, and where it's going.
Yeah, awesome. So like, is there like a deadline for this?
We haven't got a deadline right now, though we are, unfortunately, sometimes when we set a deadline and we don't meet it, then it doesn't have a great response. So right now we're going to just work on that as fast as we can and put it out. And then we'll let everyone know.
Cool. Anyway, like I'm gonna continue holding. I still believe in the project. Even though like the art was a bit of a disappointment. Yeah, I still
Yeah.
think you guys are gonna deliver. Like you just seem like a genuine guy, and the mods are sticking with you. And unfortunate, to see Absolute Salt leaving and stuff. But I guess that's I.
Yeah.
Anyway, good luck with everything you're doing. And Shucks said hi to you. All right,
Hey,
ciao.
Shucks. See ya.
Bye bye.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey. So I guess like one of my biggest questions is what steps will you take to like from the project to like start I guess regaining the trust of the community? I think
We're
that's like the
gonna.
biggest concern.
Yeah, I agree. We're just gonna start building, and we're gonna keep building. We're gonna show you guys what we're building the further along we go. We're basically gonna show everyone that we're here to stay and that we're not going anywhere. And as time passes and the trust grows and the community grows and everyone sees, okay, they're building, this is where everything's going. That is the way we aim to earn trust. And while we build, because building a game takes a longer time than building other things in this NFT space, we'll continue looking after the community, engaging, having competitions and events that will keep everyone happy. And along the way, we'll continue to deliver on our roadmap. We have the token, we have land, we have a few things planned, and we'll continue to just build and produce results so that those who are with us right now, they'll be able to look forward to that. And those who aren't with us, who choose to still be against the project, we aim that once we start delivering, they will start to be more open to us.
Thank you. I had another question. During the Dutch auction mint, someone told me that you guys had removed the mint counter. I'm not 100% sure this was true, but it's just a question because it's hard to get up here essentially. But is it true that
for the Dutch auction page, we didn't originally intend to have a counter. My suggestion was that we didn't have one, though I wasn't familiar enough that it was a necessity to include on that mint page, and I take full responsibility for that. Delta Devs recommended we add one, and I said I didn't think it was needed, and there was no ill intention from that to create more FOMO or more hype. It was just a poor choice on our part.
Thank you. One last question. Did you was there any option, I guess, to delay the reveal to actually improve the art with the funding, as you didn't have the funding previously? Like, why wasn't the option given for that? I guess is a good way to put it.
Yeah, I think as well that's in terms of the community and everyone being super excited for reveal, we hadn't taken that into consideration. We didn't expect the feedback to be so negative, except I understand because even the models that we did produce, they were displayed very poorly. Our original goal was to produce what we have created already and continue to update that as we work more on the models themselves. In hindsight, there are many things we would have loved to do differently. It would have been a much better choice to say, hey guys, we raised the funding. The models and NFTs that we've created right now, they don't match the amount of funding we received because they were created before we received any funding. We will be delaying reveal to an unconfirmed date while we rework and remodel our NFTs. I would have much rather gone with that decision. However, we did feel a lot of pressure to produce results very quickly, and that led to things being rushed very heavily, which led to a very poor art.
All right. Thank you very much for answering my questions.
All right, thank you, BTR.
Hi, AK.
Hey, AK. You're muted right now, by the way.
There we go. Hey guys, thanks for having us. Cyber, appreciate the AMA. Obviously disappointed in the results of the NFTs, as is everyone else. But definitely a shame to hear that you're getting death threats. Like, that's obviously unacceptable and wouldn't wish that on anyone. But was curious, similar to Oyver's question, if you could provide transparency when you have it on how you're going to use the funds. And then also curious, you had mentioned that you are relatively inexperienced. Just curious if you have anyone advising you that does have a business background on how to turn this around.
Yeah, we've already begun talking with a lot of people who could potentially become advisors. My goal right now is to not do this alone with the people we have now, is to grow, and in doing so, hopefully build that trust. We're talking to different people who can advise the project, and that is definitely something we're looking into, so that we can not only get more advisors and more experienced minds behind this project, but so that we can also find a way to recover from the damage that has been done and genuinely build a really good project.
Thanks a lot. All the best.
Thank you. See ya. Hello, Maze.
Hey
Hey,
Simon.
Maze.
Hey
Hey.
guys. Hope you guys are doing okay. I know it's been absolutely insane, chaotic. I've been deep in the Discord and people are losing their minds. I just wanted to ask one question, but before I did that, I wanted to say for everyone listening out there, a lot of people are freaking out about floor price. Guys, you have to understand that floor price is not reflective of the project and its and its potential. There's only 1,000 and some change listed right now. If you go look, you hit buy now, you'll see what's listed. And of those listed, I don't even know if half of them are less than an ETH, to be honest. So don't let floor prices fool you and don't let them scare you. If you believe in the project, support it. If you don't, do what you got to do, but just don't let the floor price manipulate you. Sorry for that, guys. I'll ask my
No,
question now.
I appreciate that. It's a good thing to bring up.
So I know a lot of people in the Discord have been asking about, well, not asking, but more like saying like, oh, you know, they lied. You know, they showed us one thing and then the reveal came and there was something different. Oh, they showed so and so person, you know, from whatever community this demo, and they showed other people's this demo and these models, and then they just revealed with some garbage models and whatever. Could you speak to how the demo, when you guys put the demo together, what it was meant to reflect for the project for you
Exactly, yeah.
guys?
In terms of accusations that we lied to other people to gain their trust, that is false. We never lied. Nothing that we have produced and shown other founders has been a lie to try to deceive them. What they saw was the project, and what everyone has seen was the project. The demo we showed everyone is the project that we're working on. The demo was reflective of the game and the core mechanics and essentially a sneak peek into the world that we want to create. It is more of a prototype than a demo because it is incredibly early on its development. However, the NFTs that were created were a poor reflection of that demo. The key thing right now is that we're facing right now is simply our art was not reflected well inside the NFTs. They were not displayed in a very attractive manner compared to many other NFTs on the market, and they simply just didn't look great. However, the demo that we produced is our first step at building Pixelmon, and the characters that we used as the NFTs replicate and were modeled the same way as everything inside that demo. However, they simply weren't displayed at all in a good way on OpenSea, and they could use a lot of work. I'm not going to hide that, but yeah.
Yeah, that's and for everyone who played, everybody basically was blown away from what they saw in the demo. So if whatever you guys end up releasing is anywhere near that demo, I'm sure people will be very, very satisfied. Before I go, I just want to ask one last question because this is another big
Yes.
thing that I've been seeing in the Discord that people have been talking about is
Yeah.
the models, the initial models that you guys were showing, and like the quality and also why the people that built these models for you guys were paid so little. I'm in the industries as far as like 3D design is concerned, and so I understand the amount of like time and effort it takes to create something as successful as a demo. There's a lot of details like texturing and lighting, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that a lot of people honestly don't care about and like really shouldn't care about because it's they're the end user. But they make a really, really, really massive difference in what the quality could look like. So if you could just speak to like how did you guys fund the initial models from like out of your pocket? How did you guys raise funding for that? And
Yeah, so
yeah, go ahead. That was the
yeah,
question.
the initial models, the initial game, everything was funded out of our pockets. We weren't building with the AAA studio. We weren't building a AAA game from the very, very, very beginning because they're expensive and they require a lot of funding. So everything that you see currently was funded from out of our own pockets, the demo, the models. In regards to why they were paid so little, the intention was never to take potential revenue away from them. We simply went up to these guys because our demo was built using assets that we really enjoyed simply to test our proof of concept, not for the actual game. And we liked the models that they created, and we reached out to them and said, hey, we love your models. Would you be able to create more for us? And they said, yeah, sure. And they gave us a price and we agreed to it, and they created our models. The models that you see now that were created by the people that we hired are not going to be the final models used in game. They're because simply for the fact that they were funded out of our own pocket. And so because of that, they're not going to be the highest quality that you can get. With our project funds, we're going to be using those funds to create higher quality models with a higher design and better development as we continue to go. But the models right now are reflective of a small budget that we funded out of our pocket, like you said.
Yeah, I appreciate your response, man. And look, a lot of hate has come you guys' way. I've been like neck deep in you guys, and I swear to God, if I had the liquidity to sweep the floor right now, I would. I promise you. It's how much I believe in what you guys are doing. Shit happens. People make mistakes. It's a rough road. This is an example that I tell people. I'm going to go off in a second. I don't want to take over too much time.
No, take your time. Thank you.
When for everyone listening, when you guys jump into projects, NFT projects are no longer what Basie was and CryptoPunks was when the NFT market first began. They are now all NFT projects are businesses. You're buying into a business, so understand what their plans are, what their business plan is, where they're going with it, all this kind of stuff. It's very, very important for a team of people like this to get into what they're doing and do it the way they are and stick through it through the problems that have come along and the bumps in the road doesn't show that this project doesn't have potential. What it shows that is despite what happens, they're going to keep pushing and reach their goals and potential. Keep this in mind. When Apple first started in the 90s, a lot of people might be too young to remember this. When Apple first started, I was actually in the 80s. At one point, Steve Jobs got fired. He got fired from Apple. He got ran out and nobody wanted him anymore. And people were saying he's not going to be anything and nobody wanted to touch him. Then he came back to Apple and he got back in his position that he was meant to be. And now Apple was the first $1 trillion company ever in history. And that was thanks to the things he founded. The point being, success is not a straight line for any of us. This project, any other project, your life, anything that you are thinking about. Success is not a straight line. There's massive bumps in the road. And your success is based on how you respond to that, not whether or not those things come and hit you in the face. So thank you guys for everything that you're doing. Just keep in mind, there's a lot of people here supporting you. We got your back. Anything that you guys need from us, we're going to be here for you. We're not going anywhere. So when the hate comes down, just remember the rest of us are here.
Thank you. I appreciate those words. It means a lot.
Thank you, man. Jack, you're up next. Hi. You are muted, by the way.
Hey, Jack.
If he doesn't come back, I'll get someone else going in a sec. Won't be too long, guys.
I think he's server muted. Can we unmute him?
I just checked.
Because I saw his
Hey, guys,
server
is that
muted.
working
Oh,
now?
there we go.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so I just wanted to sort of jump in and obviously say how I feel about the project. I think it's been a pretty rough couple of days for everyone involved. Listening to you, Sophie, you sound quite down, so I hope you sort of improve with that.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, like I said, I still believe in the project. It's something that I want to be a part of. It's a shame to see so many people sort of falling off the wagon, but yeah, I definitely think there's still some good things to come. I did have a question sort of about the design and the stuff going forward. I know it's sort of been touched on already, but how will that integrate into OpenSea? Will our characters just change, like the way they look, or what's sort of the deal with that? As I've never heard a project change halfway through, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So essentially, our NFTs are more decentralized. It is not an attempt to own the rights to them. It is because we're a game, and in a game, if you have, let's say, a character that is released and it's too powerful or too weak or something in the design that needs tweaking, we need to be able to easily change it. And so our NFTs were created so that they could be compatible within a game environment. If something has to change in regards to their art or a tweak in their stats, or maybe we want to add something to them, then we've created it so that we can do so. So what you see on OpenSea right now is not how they will look fine as the final piece. We are able to design and improve on new models, and then when we push that, those changes will be reflected into OpenSea in that way. Whether it be an image or a 3D version of the character, we have the ability to improve and update them.
Okay, cool. That sounds good to me. I think that's all I had to say. Yeah, obviously, apart from last night when the characters were like appearing hidden in the grass or sideways. If I'm completely honest, I sort of saw the humorous side of it. I know you guys probably didn't at the time.
Yeah.
But these things happen, man. So I wouldn't take it to heart too much. And you're a young guy, so you've got a good future ahead of you.
Thank you.
So yeah, keep up the good work. Well, keep up the work, and hopefully we'll start to see some some sort of progression and the excitement will start to come back to the project.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Thanks, guys. Have a great evening.
So yeah,
I brought up Sinkami next. If you're there, Sinkami. If not, we'll go on to the next guy. Sinkami, are you there? If not, we're gonna bring up Sazaz. I think that's how you pronounce it. Hey Sazaz, how's it going?
Hey, can you hear me? Hey, can you
Yep,
hear
yep,
me?
we can hear you.
Great. Cyber. Well, I hope you're doing good. My question is about like Gen
Your mic cut
yeah.
off, buddy.
Hello.
dropping those before the game, or
Sorry,
like
you cut out there for a second.
you're planning on dropping the. So my question is about the Gen 2 and Gen 3 Pixelmons.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to know if you're planning on dropping those like before the game or like a new mint before the game, because I feel like that would be odd.
Yeah. No, right now, our only roadmap is to see through all the plans we have in store for Generation 1, and then we will release our game, and then after that we will be integrating the future generations, simply because we don't have our initial plan with that is it might be required. However, no, we won't be releasing a Gen 2 before the release of our game.
Oh well, great. That's all. That's all for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Okay, thank you.
Hi Sinkami, how's it going? Yeah, we can't hear you.
Sinkami? Hello?
Seems to be having some mic
Sinkami, we
issues.
can't hear you.
Oh,
Okay, we can bring up the next.
yeah, we'll bring in Ferdos. One moment. I'll be too long. Can you find Ferdos? If not, I'll just bring up someone else. I'll bring up Chaotic Sniper. Guys, please raise your hand if you have a question and are ready to come on the stage. If not, we'll do Extern. Extern, I'm inviting you. Extern, how's it going?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hey.
we're good.
Hey, brilliant. Hi. Thanks for organizing this, Cyber. I think it's the right move, to be honest. Just a quick question. Did you feel pressured to release this, to unveil, to be honest, to reveal the Pixelmons today, rather than delaying it a bit more and maybe refining them, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I don't want to get too into it because anything I say on the matter, people will take as an excuse. It was ultimately my decision to reveal, and I take accountability for that. However, I did feel pressure from various different angles to reveal, and if I could do it over again, I would not have, and I would have taken more time to really improve the models before we reveal. However, unfortunately, due to the pressure and other elements that took place, we went ahead when we shouldn't, and yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you for answering. And are you considering maybe releasing the evolution path for the currently, for all the Pixelmons revealed? It would
Yeah,
give some clarity to everyone, to be honest.
yeah, I think so. We do have that planned. However, we don't have it planned in the immediate future. We are planning an evolution event that we have displayed in our roadmap around Q2, and closer to that time, we're going to start releasing more information regarding evolution and what that means for the NFTs themselves.
All right, that's all for me. Thank you for this opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you for coming up.
Hello?
Hey, Sinkami. Hi.
What's up? Okay, cool. I was out at
Hey.
dinner getting hot pot, but like I saw this AMA, bro, and like I'm like 100% in your corner. I was like fighting FUD earlier today, bro. It was getting nasty, but we
Yeah.
took care of that, bro. We was just laying it down, bro. We was just laying down facts, bro, and the facts are literally this. People are saying that you overpromised, bro. Don't worry about that, bro. We promised the NFT, and just like video games that come out nowadays, they get updates every single day. You know what I'm saying? And this is a long term thing. It's like, and it's not like long term as in like, years or anything like that. Like, you're telling people a game's going to come out in the next couple months. So it's just, bro, take your time, do what you got to do, bro. Don't let none of that this crazy crap about like death threats or anything like that get to you, bro. You got actual people who actually believe in you, bro. That's all you got to really worry about, bro. And you said it. Just finish the project. Finish the product. Give people what they want, and then that way they can't complain about anything because it's actually going to happen. Like, it's not going to happen overnight, guys. If you came into this project and you wanted to flip, this is not that project. You can flip if you probably snipe some rares and actually do some actual sniping and look at that, but that requires work, and that's anything that you do in this NFT game. So this is a long term. I can't wait for the game. Cyber, I just want to let you know, bro. Keep your head up. My DMs are open if you need me, bro, for anything. And that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Oh wait,
That means
wait.
a
I
lot.
had a question.
Oh, yes.
I have one
Hello.
question. Can you enlighten anybody on like magic media and like the that kind of thing? Because I see we are on their website as clients, so it's like, can you give more on that, or is that like NDA stuff that has to be like signed and you can't really talk about it?
No, I can talk about it. In regards to Magic Media, they have in terms of what information about them I can release, I can't do that without their permission, apart from what's already publicly available about them. However, they are incredibly competent. They are experienced industry professionals, and what we're doing now to really look after this game is we're taking it a step further, and we have members of that team that will oversee the entire game side, like a producer. For those who aren't familiar, a producer kind of outlines the entire game, all the aspects that are needed, writes the document and figures out exactly how this game is going to proceed and organizes it in a way to ensure that all our deliverables are met. So from the game development side, Magic Media is more than capable of delivering this game, and we will continue to work with them to deliver Pixelmon.
Bro, thank you so much, bro. That's literally everything I needed. Again, bro, I got your back. If anything, bro, please check your DMs. I messaged you on Twitter. I didn't message you on here. I messaged you on Twitter, bro. Check your DMs. Again, guys, this is a long-term project, and this is the first of its kind. So you got to give it some time. Thank you for having me up.
Thank you. See ya.
Hey, Sam.
Yo, how's it going? Yeah, pretty much what everyone said so far is, I agree with. There were a lot of issues, and I think they're mostly short-term issues that I don't think it affects the long-term, process, uh, that can happen with Pixelmon. My only question that I'd hope you maybe can look further into if you haven't already, or maybe shed some light on. Someone mentioned earlier, about advisors and stuff like that. And I just want to know, like, if you're looking for, or you're currently working on expanding the team, right? Because we've heard
Yeah.
more on the dev side type of thing, which is important. But I just want to know on the kind of overall management and communication side of things what you guys are working on,
Yeah,
because I think that's
exactly.
really the big thing here. is just learning from what happened and kind of being able to make sure it doesn't happen in the future, as well as provide the ability to kind of guide for lack of a better term, guide. Because I know you're a really smart person, and I some of the stuff that you've put out has been amazing, and just kind of guiding that that flow of information, that flow of money. People talked about breaking down the prices and everything that you're working on. I think would be really helpful.
Yeah, that is definitely what we're trying to work towards as fast as possible right now, is creating a bigger team of advisors, of leaders in other projects that would be able to come on board to not only help advise, but to help also direct in regards to this space. We came here as developers, but what we needed in addition to that was someone experienced in the space, who knows how to navigate it, who knows exactly what it needs and what we need to provide it. And yeah, so we will be looking into that, and we will be releasing more information on who we're able to work with in the coming days, in the coming weeks. We're already in talks with some prominent people in the space. However, I don't want to name them right now in case they are unable to fulfill that position. Though, yes, we are actively looking for more advisors to grow our team into a bigger set of professionals.
Yeah, and I appreciate the the overall vision and everything you're providing to the space. I think a lot of people were we're kind of short sighted, um, in a lot of things that were happening. Of course there's always going to be issues when you run, especially if you have a small team or you have a large team. It doesn't matter. There's always going to be issues and stuff like that. But the ability to rectify and move on is kind of what makes the difference. So I appreciate this AMA, and I appreciate you putting the work out there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
Yes, Sam.
All right, peace.
All right. Hey, Manamoon.
Hey man, how's it going?
Unmute your mic, Mano. If you're ready. Oh, he's gone.
Oh.
There we go.
Hello?
Hey.
Hi.
Yeah, I was server muted. Yeah, what's up? So, yeah, I just wanted to start this off by saying, I'm sorry that, you got doxxed and people are like being hella weird. Hopefully no one actually does anything crazy. Like, come on guys, be serious. Like don't do
Oh,
that.
just in regards to that, my intention was never to stay hidden, though in the current situation I wasn't planning to dox. I was planning to wait until everything had calmed down. Initially, before the minting, I planned to dox it after that, except unfortunately minting didn't go well, and the threats were on my life and my family.
Yeah, I
And
understand. I mean, it's hard to like bring that information forward. Yeah, so my main question was, well, I mean, you probably already know that like from Twitter, but
yeah.
I did reach out to you like the previous night. I didn't get a response, and then I reached out to the guy who made the art for the dragons,
Mm-hmm.
and it brought me a few questions that I was hoping you can answer. So,
Yeah.
one of the things is it's just that you said that your team of artists were like they're qualified because they worked for Activision, they worked for Disney, but they turned out to be freelancers. Like, I think the issue with that is like people like lost a bit of trust because you hired these artists as freelancers. They weren't actually on the team, and now you're coming forward and saying you're going to get artists on the team. So I don't know if you like want to address that.
Okay, no, I can address that. The artists you're referring to in terms of Disney and Activision, that's Magic Media. Magic Media are building the game. They're modelers and they're game designers, and they have worked with those companies. I haven't mentioned that the current models were built using those people. That is purely the game development and the team that Magic Media has worked with. In regards to the models created now, they weren't built using Magic Media. Everything built now has been developed by ourselves and with people that we have come in touch with. In regards to the dragons, I have also reached out to Melba's animations, and we have sorted it. I never intended for anyone to be misled through this. But we reached out to modelers. We asked them to create models for us. We paid them for the work and the price they asked. And that was that in terms of creating our initial base set of models. In regards to the team that you mentioned has worked on with Disney, with Activision, they've worked with a lot more high priority clients as well. That is Magic Media, and they are developing our game. They are developing our actual in-game models. However, those actual in-game models, to be of a high quality, will take time, and we don't have time. We can't wait months for those models to arrive. And so our plan was to create a few models to use in the meantime as the NFTs, so that people can see a very early version of what the characters can look like. We're gonna However,
give
evidently
everyone a
it
few more
wasn't a great
minutes to
choice,
join
and
in, as I
it
know
has
there's
led us to this. But hopefully that kind of
Yeah,
sheds more light on that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we've seen what happened because of this. I mean, I think the thing is, like, a lot of people are upset is because, well, at least from what I've seen so far is, like, I mean, you talked about how you were gonna hire Magic Media for the art, but like the people who made the art up to this point, like, weren't on the team, so they weren't like. People are upset about like the compensation. Like when I reached out to the artist for the dragons, the guy who made like the models for the dragons, like they're animated or whatever in Unity, I believe.
Yeah.
He was paid like 6K to make all those dragons, and people were upset about that because the mint price of the Dutch auction is more than like his entire payment for the dragons. So
Yeah.
like, I mean,
I
I don't know what you have
agree
to
with
say
that,
about that.
and yeah, that was purely from our viewpoint of these are not going to be the actual models used in game. They are purely just going to be how NFT look like currently until we can spend the money that was raised on the actual funds on the actual project itself to create proper models. Those models, that 6K was paid for not from the project funds out of our pocket, as well as all the other models that were created, was purely created by us when we had a much smaller scope. And we asked him to help out with creating the models, and he helped out. And we have paid him for that help. However, they were not on the team because the team right now is the one focused on building the game, and their models will not be used in the actual game.
I mean, okay, so the models won't be used in the game. I get that. Okay, I guess before I get off, like the last thing I'd like to just say is, I mean, the guy who made the dragons, when I talked to him, he said that he wouldn't have like made the art if he knew it was for NFTs. So I don't know, like, how that works. Did you like
Yeah,
not tell him
I've
that it was
been
gonna be for Pixelmon or?
yeah, no, I've been talking with him, and we're sorting it out, and he's more understanding now. However, I don't want to say anything in his stead until we talk some more. The goal was not to hide that from him. It was merely we just wanted to create some models, and those models will be used in our NFTs. The final models he produced were as well went through our voxelization process, which I also see many people unhappy about. We have mentioned this in our previous tweets that we model in low poly and then we voxelize it. You can see examples of that in our Twitter. But yeah, we never intentionally hid that from him. We've been working with him for a long time to create models for different prototypes that we had. And we simply just went to him and said, hey, can you make us some dragons? And then he said yes.
All right. That's all for now. Thank you for answering my questions.
Thank you, Mana.
Hopefully, I mean, I already sold my Pixelmons, but hopefully you guys recover the project. I wish the best for you.
Thank you.
Crawl, I invited you to the stage. Are you there, Crawl? If not, we'll go to Firdos. I invited you, Firdos. Hey, Firdos, how's it going?
Hello?
Hi, hi.
Okay, hey guys, I just want to thank you for letting me speak, and I'll go straight to my question. I'm wondering, why don't you pay your team and yourself over time rather than such a big sum at the beginning, it would look a lot better if the team was incentivized to keep building.
I agree. I think I mentioned this in an earlier question as well. It was a poor business decision, and it will be rectified. We will sell the NFTs that were purchased, which was also, again, not a great use of funds in the time, and we will return the funds that were distributed, all of it, back to the project wallet. And in terms of funds paid out to the team, they'll be paid over time to ensure that everyone is incentivized to keep working on this project and no one receives one mass payment.
Okay, thank you for answering my question. That was all. And thank you for doing this AMA.
You're welcome. See ya.
Next we have Noah. Find him. There he is. I invited you, Noah. If not, we'll go on to the next one. But I'll get that Dutch Mandela on the stage, please. Hey, Dutch.
Hey guys,
Hey.
can you hear me?
Yes. Hi.
Man. I just wanted to know, man. You had some experienced advisors advising against removing the mint counter, advising against revealing the art in this current state. So my question would be, how are you planning to do it differently in the future? Because it kind of shows that you are stubborn to me, respectfully.
Yeah, that's all right. We didn't actually have advisors advising against the mint counter. We just had one of our developers who recommended that it might be a good thing to keep in. And then I suggested maybe we don't, and we ended up not going with it. If it was a bigger concern and more people or anyone more advised against it, then I would not have been against adding it into it. To me, it wasn't a big situation in the moment. However, I understand that it does have a big impact. In regards to the launch and the reveal of the NFTs, we had a lot of people actually excited for it. What we were able to put together, what we thought the NFTs were going to look like, were not how they were displayed on OpenSea. A lot went wrong during our reveal, and we are working to rectify that. However, in terms of those that advised against it, that is something that we will look forward to or look towards being more open to in future, creating a bigger board of advisors, of directors that can direct us in the proper way so that we don't make these decisions that have significant impact by ourselves.
All right, man. That sounds good. Because ultimately, you're a guy without any proper experience running a project like this, and people just want to know, are you able to, or like I should say it differently, are you up to the task? Like my advice would personally be to find someone who already been through all of this, who already developed or helped develop a AAA game, and basically like step down a little bit, like still share your vision. It is still your game, still your project, basically still your baby, you can call it, but maybe step down a little and let the experienced guy run this, because it's kind of scary, man, that you made the decision to, you were talking about pressure, but the pressure will increase over time. People will get more impatient because it's a long-term project, so if you're failing basically through the pressure, it's scary because it will increase, in my opinion.
Yeah, I do agree, and I understand that. And as I've mentioned before as well, this was all produced not the best way it could be. We should have had a bigger board of advisors, of directors on board beforehand to help direct this project. we didn't have them on board up till now, or we didn't have a large board up until now, and that is a mistake we aim to fix. Going forward, we will continue to build our advisory board with prominent people in the space who have been through this, who are experienced, and as we do that, we will be announcing it to the community and showing everyone who's coming on board, what their roles are, what will be happening. And I myself will not be the sole founder or the sole lead of this project. It will be something that is shared among multiple people so that we can all put in our efforts to push this game forward, and it won't be all up to a single source.
All right, man. That sounds good to me. Personally, I'm still holding. I won't let the FUD affect me. I believe in the project long term, and if you are truly open to get some experienced people on board, I don't see a reason why we can't still be the greatest NFT game that's out there. So thank you. And
Thank you, Dutch.
hopefully, we can get some more good questions over here.
Awesome. Have a good day, man. Hey, Noah.
Hey everyone. Thanks for the opportunity to talk and clarify some stuff. So basically, what I want to say is we saw like a lack of professionalism. It is what it is. I'm also concerned about what I saw from the NFT that sadly you bought in the corner. Also, the freelancer getting underpaid and those designers being unhappy. I mean, we are into the NFT world, so it's designer first anyway. However, as you can see on my name, I'm a mint listed. I did 2 auctions, Dutch, and also the mint list. And I think like right now your position, Cyber, is a kind of very touchy because you did overpromised a lot of stuff to hype, but the hype didn't follow behind. And I think that at this level, everything that you can say, people will be like, oh, yeah, I mean, we heard that. So I know that someone, I think Cheese, said about the refund, and I'm kind of worried on like that people are not asking this because you are capable to refund people because those people who minted during the Dutch auction, you have those wallets, right? So if those people who bought on the secondary markets, they already made profit because the floor was underneath of the Dutch auction anyway. But those who love the project and minted during the Dutch auction, those are the real ones who getting a bit salty or unhappy about this investment on the company. And I believe that doing a refund is more than words and sentences coming from you, because I can hear a lot of stuff, but what I love to see is actions, real actions. And the fact that you can do a small amount of refund, it's at least something for people. And that show also the real connections between the community and you guys. So I really believe on this auction that the fact that that can save a lot of tensions going on. And also last point, maybe it's a bit like, is that a motivational speech? But it can't be worse now. It can't be worse. It's already we are already at the bottom, so now we can go only forward. But the only thing is that you need to get the team behind. We saw a lot of sadly some issue on the delivery, and I believe on what I can see. So what I want to see right now is a full team of 18, 20 people being doxed and see the resume behind the CV and being on my and feeling in comfort and feeling good by the fact that, oh, Cyber has a big team behind. Because if I know that you are the only one or you have few people, I have some difficulties to believe on the delivery. And last point, and after this I'm done, is the deadline. You've been saying like, oh, we're gonna do this in this short of time, or we're gonna do this in Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, etc., etc., etc. But if we make some research about gaming, it takes more time. And at the end of the day, quality is better than quantity. And I prefer, I mean, at that stage, at that level of Pixelmon, I prefer waiting one more year if it's needed, because those people who are holding right now are those people where they are like, you know what, I'm gonna put this Pixelmon in a corner and don't think about it anymore. So actually, those holders are the real holders, and at least maybe take more time to deliver the perfect game rather than, oh, I'm gonna just do it in Q1, Q2, Q3. So maybe it was not like me asking question, but maybe more advices. But I really need to take this out because yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on, and I have the feeling that yeah, there is some mistakes behind, but also some learning to get and actions to take very quickly.
I agree. Thank you for the suggestions and feedback. I do think as well, it also needs to be communicated very clearly where we are right now, where we're going in the future, and what's left to happen. The deadlines, I agree, in terms of the entire scope of the game, are very optimistic. However, our goal in those was to start with something small that we could produce by the end of the year and continuously work on the game. However, from what you've said as well, I would 100% take it into consideration because I think it brings up many good points to rather focus on creating the best version possible and then releasing that instead of starting with something small and building it as we go, like we tried to do with the NFTs.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Hi, Crawl. Thank you, Noah, by the way. Appreciate it. Hi, Crawl. How's
What's
it
up, guys? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, hello.
Loud and clear, boss.
Yeah. Hey, bro. So I just want to say congrats to Cyber. Congrats on your success. I know it's been a tough day, but never in my life I would see someone like you raise that amount of money, to be honest. And I just wanted to clarify some points with people talking about refund and things like that. You guys know that when you invest, let's say in a stock in Wall Street, and the stock go down, you don't get a refund. So why are you guys talking about a refund? Like, I invested too and I lost, but I take accountability for like what I did, right? So I don't get why people are talking about refund. I think it's really immature. And the second point is for the artist. Like, you guys need to understand that NFT project is a business, and of course you're gonna pay a contractor to deliver something. You know, when you buy your favorite bag at Chanel or Louis Vuitton, do you know that there are kids working for you for a cheap price, right? So I think that people don't think about like how like the NFT space is a business, and of course you're gonna make profit. So you're not gonna pay something at full price to deliver at the same price. So that was like the 2 points I wanted to clarify for the immature guys. And my next question will be, since you guys have the fund now, what are your plan to hire more people in the team? Like, do you guys plan to do some job posting on your website, and we will be able to apply for you for your team, to be honest? So that's my
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, that's definitely in the works at the moment. Nothing is confirmed, and regarding that, however, our immediate action is to increase our team, and we're going to grow this. Basically, this entire group behind Pixelmon is something much bigger than it is now, to ensure that this game is seen through, that we handle both the game side and the NFT and the Twitter side more professionally than we are now. And we are actively looking for more people regarding that, and we are in talks with a few people with that as well.
Cool, but are you guys planning to do some job for the public? Like,
Yeah, because I'm sure, Crawl, I know you're an experienced artist, right? So essentially, I'm assuming you want to come help us out. Is that what you're basically trying to say? I saw your
Sorry,
work. It's
what do
very
you,
good.
sorry, what do you mean by that? I didn't understand. Sorry. Can
Oh,
you
'cause I
repeat?
know you're an experienced artist yourself, so I was wondering if you're implying if you could apply as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would love to help you guys, and I'm already talking about that with Cyber in the DM. So
Oh, great. Awesome.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, that's definitely something we're open to, and I'll definitely be in
Yeah,
touch
for
with you
sure.
more regarding that.
For sure, bro. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Crawl. I invited Barrel Goat to the stage. Can join. Welcome, Captain.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How's it going
Hey.
with you?
I'm fine. So I wanted to ask about so it's a play to earn game, right? So how much funding does how much funding goes into that as opposed to like the game and all of that?
Yeah. We can't release those right now because we want to deliver on our promises first. However, any information regarding play to earn, the actual mechanics of the game, how you can earn, how you can play, how you can do different things will be released in time as we clarify it, as we finalize it, and as we build it. The problem with me releasing that right now is it might change, and right now we don't want to overcommit. We'd rather underpromise and over-deliver at this point. However, we will be producing in-depth documents and guides on how you can navigate that and how you can play to earn.
Oh, all right. Sounds good. Other than that, guys, stop giving motivational speeches, please. Just useful questions. And also, when Barrel Goat roll, I've been waiting for a while.
Barrel Goat roll. I'll take a look into it myself. Thank you for very much for coming up here. Have a good day.
All
Have a
right,
good
bye.
day. Okay, on to the next one.
Yeah, we'll keep it short, guys. Focus on the
Yeah,
question,
try
and then we'll get through as many people as possible.
exactly. I'm gonna bring up Sarutoli. I invited you, Sarutoli. If not, I have someone else in mind. We're gonna bring up Dr. Pixelmon.
Sarutoli is already here.
Oh, he joined. Oh, my bad. Just wait in line, Doctor. Hi, Sarutoli. How's it going?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, it's awesome to be here. Thanks for bringing me up. I have a question quick about the serum for the alpha trainer role.
Yes.
Any timeline on that?
No timeline right now. However, we will be releasing more information as we proceed. We have a lot of things we need to focus on right now in regards to the NFTs and the
Okay.
redesigns and promising. However, alpha trainers do get a serum, and that is promised, and they will receive that before the game.
Awesome. And do you know, or do you have someone in mind? And when can we know who's replacing Absolute Salt? Because that was one of the biggest things that I was looking forward to.
Yeah, we haven't got anything right now on that. Sorry.
Well, we have
Um,
Zeppi right now, who's actually doing a great job as well. But that's we're gonna look into that for sure.
I also want to touch upon just to ask, like, how many departments do you have on your team? Like, do you guys have a legal strategy? Like, you guys talk about hiring human, like that requires human resources, payroll manager. If you guys have like an NFT strategist, like Sam was saying, because VFriends looks like shit, right? But there's a strategy behind it and behind how they got so high up there. Conflict and TLOP helped Antonym become what it is today. Daniel G, the admin from Collider's Craftware, he pops in VC every now and then to kind of show us sneak peeks and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. And I was just wondering, like, if Neo Tokyo, like, if you bought a Neo Tokyo Citizen from the 400 ETH that Cheese was talking about, because I think a Neo Tokyo is a pretty good investment right now. Join their community, get help from their community. Like, you have the funds to purchase a Citizen now, and I think that's pretty big thing there. I just like, I know you can't tell us who you have advising you, like in terms of NFT strategy. But if there's a timeline, there's probably no timeline on that. But also one thing about hatching eggs, what's the point of like hatching my egg if I can already see my stuff on like Trait Sniper or Rarity, or is that even a thing?
No, so you're not able to see the metadata of unhatched eggs. So
Yeah, if
that
an
would
egg is hatched, you can't see its traits on Trait Sniper. If it's on Trait Sniper, it's probably false.
So
the
how,
metadata
how
of an egg
Oh,
is concealed.
I
yeah.
think I know
Okay, so
what he's
once you sign to hatch, that's when the metadata is revealed. So yes, you can look on traits, sorry, like Rarity Sniffer and Trait Sniper. You can use those tools to view metadata that's already been assigned. But for an unhatched egg, there's no way to be able to view that metadata as it hasn't been revealed yet.
All
Hasn't
the
been
rares would
assigned.
have obviously been bought if that was the
Yeah,
case.
exactly.
Okay. Also, how many people are in the team currently, and what was the 1.08 mil split, 4 people or 5?
What's that? You mean in terms of team, are you referring to just everyone working on this project right now?
Yeah, minus like the company.
I think I'm following. We have around 10 to 15 people. A few people have unfortunately decided to leave us in our early stages, and we have continued building through that. And after that, we continued to hire additional people, and we're currently looking to grow it. That split was originally, we looked at a traditional NFT structure where they're upwards of 20% to the founders. However, we made some rapid changes after we raised a lot more than expected to decrease that percentage. However, I understand that a percentage isn't what many people look at, and they more look at the total amount of funding raised. And so, like I mentioned, all the team that was split between, we have agreed in unison to rather send it all back to the development wallet and use it purely for development in order to gain back the trust that we have lost.
Like who received the split of that ETH pulled from the funds? 15 people received it and send it back?
Yes, we all kept it in the same wallet. No, that split wasn't between 15 people. That was split between myself and 3 other advisors, so that's 4 people. 3 advisors were both early founders and people who helped push this project forward. However, I am not by myself able to reveal who they are because it is not my position to do so, and because of the current state of things, even though people will ask for me to reveal them legally, I'll be under risk if I do. But yes, that 400 ETH was split between myself and 3 others, and we have decided to return that back to the project funds.
No worries. I just want to be as quick as possible. Thoughts on buying a Neo Tokyo?
I am very open to that. If the 400 ETH there right now, what we can do to that, instead of returning 100% to the wallet, we can keep a percentage back and use it to invest into key communities that we can benefit from, like Neo Tokyo, and then we can go there and find advisors, ask for help on how to keep building this project.
Thank you, Lee. We're gonna keep going just so we could flood through some more people. Thanks. Hi, Pixelmon.
Hello, guys.
Hey.
I appreciate you guys bringing me up here.
Of course.
I come up here today to see some ways we can move forward from here. You know, it is what it is. It's a small bump in the road, but we can definitely recover, and we are Pixelmon, and we can come back and take over. And I think 3 key points is, you know, we heard we're gonna get refined art, and then re-uploading the metadata would be real beneficial. I think getting an alpha trainer too, so we can benefit the community, the holders. And third is maybe releasing some land, airdropping the land to people, to the holders. What do you think about that?
That's all planned already.
Yeah, I love those ideas, and they're all stuff the majority are things that we do plan to implement. Right now, our focus is on quality over quantity. We have been unable to deliver at a high quality because of the rush state that we have pushed things out, and now we are receiving the full force of everyone's feedback on that. Now our focus is rather to focus on quality, and though it'll take some time, we plan to deliver on everything we've promised and our roadmap for what you can receive from a Generation 1 NFT. And as we follow through with each one of those steps, we aim to gain trust back from those who have lost some of it. So yes, in regards to your question about land, that will be airdropped to people that hold a Generation 1 NFT. Though that is not ready right now to be shipped out, and will be happening closer to the time that it is available.
And we see a timeline on this? Because the thing is with human psychology is they lose trust, but if it's fixed quickly, they'll gain it back and they'll be stronger. But
Yeah, you can
if
see it
it
all
goes,
on our roadmap and on OpenSea. Oh, and in regards to timelines, yes, we have a roadmap out, and you can view it. You can view our light paper as well, which talks about
well,
more in depth with timelines regarding
I
land and that.
understand. But I'm saying like in order to um fix the repercussions like quicker, right? To gain people's trust back, because some people will lose trust, gain it back, but others will, maybe a day would be even like enough time. I mean, not enough time, for someone to lose his trust. So I'm saying like couple weeks is different than a couple months. So we might have to like take some parts of the roadmap and execute on them quicker than we were supposed to, if that's possible. Do you think?
I understand what you're referring to. Unfortunately, it's not possible to do at a quality level. We can execute on some of them quicker than we have planned. However, it won't be what we planned. It won't be the quality that we envisioned for it. Right now, the dates that are there are as quick as we can get them in a comfortable time frame, and so doing it any earlier might benefit, or a few people might enjoy it in the short term. However, it would have negative long-term impacts on our quality.
Thank you. I'll be bringing
And
up. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, it's all right. You too. I was just last question real quick. So would it be like, can we see like a 2 weeks till the new metadata is uploaded? Is that possible?
Can't give a time frame
You're
right now.
referring,
It's just.
are you referring to new art?
Oh yeah, re-uploading the metadata.
Yeah, are you referring to the metadata values themselves, or the art? Because in terms of the art, we haven't got any fixed date on that, and we are unable to promise something now that we aren't for sure yet that we can execute, though we are actively working on that, as that is a very high priority for us to execute and implement the higher quality models that we've been talking about.
I understand. All right,
Thank you,
thank you
Pixelmon.
for bringing me up. Okay.
Hi, Cavities.
Hey guys, I just want to say I'm still holding on to my Pixelmon, and I understand things take time, and obviously we've seen some issues, the things that have happened so far. But I just had a question about tokenomics and when the token comes out, because there isn't obviously just a light paper, but there isn't that much information about that yet. And basically, what I was wondering is there going to be somebody that's publicly known that will be in charge of the tokenomics and just how like a chief economist of this game that like we can all look at, who has maybe had experience with working on other games, like you said you wanted to pass like Decentraland and things like that? Because I think somebody like that could really help ensure that when these next parts of the roadmap come up, that it's not really big issue like some of like the stuff has been so far. So I was just wondering if there's going to be somebody like that on the team.
Yeah, for each implementation along our roadmap, we've always been looking at getting professional advisors and creators on board for each different section. Right now, that has been bumped to a very high priority for me to ensure that each step does in fact have someone who's both had experience with it and can advise with it, because the last thing is a repetition of what we've been going through currently. We do have people that are working on the token that have experience. However, in terms of tokenomics, our official plans and advisors and blueprints for that will be released closer to our tokenomics and token date. Though as we bring on the advisors, we will let everyone know. One thing to note for a lot of people, our plan is, yes, we will be getting advisors on. Yes, we will be increasing the team. We will be getting people who are reputable and experienced in this space on board to guide us and help navigate what's happened and going. The one thing I want to make clear to everyone is we can't do this overnight. Just like our video game, we can't produce it overnight. We will need time to find the right people that fit the project that will benefit us. We need time to develop the game. However, we will keep you updated along the way so that you know what's happening and when it's likely to happen.
Yeah, thank you for just saying that, because I think the token, obviously you guys have a lot of stuff that you are trying to deliver on here, but I think the token is something that a lot of people who have been holding on for a while, and like obviously we don't expect you to just make things change overnight like you said, but the token is like a really good opportunity for this project to find some success in like the medium term, you know. So I just appreciate that you're looking for somebody like that, because I think that could be good for a lot of people. So thanks for the time.
You're welcome.
Won't be too long. I'll be getting a here. Sorry. Boof Bennett, I brought you up. Boof Bennett. Hey Boof.
Hello?
Hi, how's it going?
What's up?
Uh,
Hey, yo. Okay. So, by the way, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but I have some actual questions I want to ask and some things I want to point out first. So, I like to start off by saying that you tweeted that Pixelmon is the next blue chip, and for people to not do their own research. And everything we've seen so far has been really far from that. A lot of people have lost a lot of money in this project. And time after time again, you guys keep fumbling the bag.
I agree. No, in terms
Including
of
myself, I lost a lot of money on this, and I
yes.
trusted through the dip. I waited, and the art was just made it even worse. You know.
Mm.
I like to ask you to, if possible, to address some of the things NFT Llama said.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd like you to start with that, please.
Okay. In terms of the tweet or NFT Llama?
The NFT Llama tweet and the tweet both.
So with the tweet, my expectation was not that anyone would follow in this space a tweet that I made very on in the project. The clear intention of that was that it was a play on the current state where it's do your own research. This is not financial advice. It was made in humor. At the time, it was well received. However, to those people who took that tweet and took it as financial advice, I have no comment on that. In regards to Llama, what specific things would you like me to address, if you have anything in particular?
Well, he said you were a one-man team and that he offered to help you guide the project, of course, for some money, but you declined. And there's also a couple other things. Like, I think that setting the price of the Dutch auction, I heard you talk about how you had an initial idea for the funding. And I think from an outside perspective, it just seems that you got a little greedy and put up the price of the Dutch auction, which
Mhm.
has lost a lot of people, once again, a lot of money. And
Yeah.
I'd also
I
like to
can.
ask that you can answer all these, and that's it. I'm pretty much done.
Yeah.
Is there any plan to like? Well, I don't think any of us, even you or anyone up here, believes that anyone is going to see a return on their initial investment, right? In a while, and even if there's a chance that it does, right? You used the community instead of a venture capital fund to fund the project, and you left a lot of people holding the burden of the mistakes you made. So even for the people who did buy in the Dutch auction and ended up selling at a loss, is there a plan to maybe even give these people some tokens or anything? Like just not a complete refund. I don't think anyone is expecting to get 100% of their money back, but even people that sold at a loss, I think it would just make things better for everyone if people got something in return for the mistakes you made.
Yeah, we will definitely consider that because regardless of what people are saying, this all began and still is a community project. However, the actions that we've taken have caused many to lose faith in that, and I can completely understand. Our original mint price was much lower. However, I started with a Dutch auction, which began at 3 Ethereum and went down to 0.4. My goal was that with that was not that everyone would buy at 3 ETH, but that the market would decide the price for the NFTs. However, it seemed not to be a great decision as it did sell out at the top and overvalued the current state of the project, and I do see the problem with that. The goal in setting a Dutch auction price was that based on the amount of funding we receive from that, we will be able to improve the game. So our initial scope of the game was a lot smaller than it is now and didn't require much funding. However, we saw an opportunity that we could raise more funding to create an even better game. And so with the increased funding, our plan is not to create the same game we did when our prices were lower. We have bigger goals and bigger visions, and with our game studio, we have more opportunity to simply just make a better game with more funding. In terms of Llama, he did offer to advise, and we did talk through that. It didn't lead anywhere, and I'm not going to comment too much on our messages regarding that. However, I feel it has been misinterpreted. I feel it has been misinterpreted quite heavily. What was the other aspect? That I'm a one-man team. I'm a one-man founder. I founded this project. It was my vision, my goal, and from that, I built a team around me that could help execute that. Unfortunately, I should have continued to build a bigger team, and it would have been wise to seek a venture capitalist or someone who can invest into this project so we have a product to release beforehand. However, the path we decided was NFTs first and game second due to the state of the project right now. Many are unhappy with it. However, we will continue to build. The promises we made when people bought at Dutch auction, we're going to follow through with. It's something that we're not going to deliver less than we promised. We said tokens, landed, the game. Our focus right now is to use the money that all of them invested into this project to build the game. We're not going to deliver less than that, and our goal is to continue to build on that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bennett. We'll keep going if that's okay.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
Peace out.
Wait 1 sec. I want to hear. Wanted to
Yeah.
continue to talk because I think he had more to say. That's
Oh,
okay.
no problem. Bennett, if you want to come right back, I'll bring you up, buddy.
Bennett, would you?
Yeah, I invited him back
Did
right
you
now.
want to continue?
He's back.
Hey, sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, no. I
No,
feel you had more to talk through, and I want to
Yeah.
talk through all this because we have no ill intention. However, We are not planning to rug, we're not planning to leave. However, as it is clear now, and as I have communicated to people, there were issues with the release, with the team. We were not prepared for this scope, and we are taking action right now to increase our team, increase the force behind this project to match the scope that it is. However, unfortunately, we weren't there yet. But what else did you want to talk about? I think you had a few more things you want
Like I
to
just
say.
think my big thing is that I just hope that you guys try to make it right with the people that ended up funding this, even if they sold at a loss, because at the end of the day, even if they're not in the project right now, you guys wouldn't be here if people didn't buy it at 3. You guys will not have the money to make the game you guys claim you're gonna make. I just think that keeping those people in mind is important. And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't agree with a lot of the things. Like I know it's probably really scary for you right now, and I don't think that's right. But I just think that the people who ended up funding this, even if they sold at a loss, should still be kept in mind, I think.
Yeah, I agree. From a project side, we said these are the NFTs and we'll be creating a game. So our long-term thing is to create the game to give everyone exactly what they paid for, and that is our goal. We have made it known exactly what we're building beforehand. We told everyone that we'll be creating a game with these NFTs. We said that they'll be released Q3, Q4 for our first version of that. And we're not backtracking on that. We're not going to create a lower quality game. We're going to keep seeing through the vision. So the people that have bought and are still holding, at that point, they will benefit from the game's success. And the people who have sold, unfortunately, didn't believe in the vision after they sold, and that is okay. I understand and I sympathize with that. However, we will be sticking to our guns. We will be continuing to deliver, because there's a lot of people right now that are holding, that believe in our project. They see the funds we've raised, and in their minds, and what's happening is that we're going to be building the game with those funds. So right now, we want to deliver to them, to the people that still have faith in this project. We're going to keep pushing on. We're going to be using the funds to create the game that we promised them and that they're looking forward to.
All right. Yep. Good luck to you, man. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you for coming up, Boof.
Yep. See you guys.
Yeah, guys, we do have a lot of work to get to, so we'll do a couple more, and then we'll also be announcing that we're gonna do another AMA next week as well. So I'm gonna invite Pud to come to the stage, please. Oh, he just removed. Oh, no, he's right there. Pud. Hey, Pud.
Hey, Tim, you guys hearing any mic issues this time?
Loud and clear, buddy.
Awesome. Sweet. Sounds good. Thank you for bringing me up. Cyber, I know you know what you guys are going through right now is definitely tough, but with everything that's been done the past 2 weeks, this is just kind of the reality we're at. I had a few questions prepared. You guys have touched on a lot of these topics, which I want to thank you guys for. One question I had that definitely should be able to have a direct answer is, Cyber, you stated that you come from a game developing background. But now that it's been revealed since you've been doxxed, it seems that you're only 21 years old, so it seems a little hard to believe. Can you give us a little bit more detail on exactly what you've worked on, successes and fails?
Yeah, I've been a contractor for a technology company, and I've been developing games for the past few years. Recently, I've been given a role by them to see out my own game, and I've been developing that for the past year. So before that, I developed games for clients, and the past year I've been working on my own one. I don't want to reveal that company, and I'm sorry if that disappoints people, but right now I have a lot of threats on my life, on the lives of my families, and a lot of those we're starting to see in real life and not just digitally. And it is very scary for both my own safety and the safety of every single person I am connected with. However, I will in time be able to release more information potentially when those threats are no longer a concern. However, yes, I have been a game developer purely on Unreal Engine. I've developed Unreal Engine games for a few years. They are all indie games, and I normally develop them for clients with a small team. They give us a game that they want us to create, and we work on that and we deliver it to them. In terms of the scope of this game, I always knew it was going to be a lot bigger than something I could handle. And so I looked out for game studios that we have contacts with, and that's when we ended on Magic Media. And Magic Media will be delivering this game, and I'm the vision behind it.
Definitely. No, thank you for that answer. And then just kind of to follow that up, I know that this is going to be a lot harder to answer as there's, nothing really clear. But I think one of the biggest problems with Pixelmon, especially in the past 2 weeks, is the lack of transparency. And that's kind of what's giving this project the slow rug feel, if I want to say. Just to preface, I'm totally a believer in this project. I want to believe. I understand, humanity's goal kind of is to give other people second chances. And I think you're in a perfect position more than anyone in the world right now to make a massive comeback. And with that being said, I'm kind of curious, what are your plans to tackle transparency going future in the days, the next coming weeks, the coming months? As a lot of stuff has been said after the fact. Just for an example, an hour ago, you stated you had intentions to dox yourself a little bit down the line when, the security questions are not a threat anymore to you, but there's nothing to substantiate that anymore. And that's kind of where my frustration with the project is. Everything's being said after the fact, and I'm kind of hoping that there's a game plan or somebody you can put or to fill a role to at least communicate what you guys are doing with the funds we raised for you to the community.
Yeah, I agree that the idea to docs wasn't actually a recent addition after the fact. I mentioned that earlier on as well in the project before I reveal that I plan to docs, and I explained why I'll unfortunately not be doing that because I received threats back then as well, and now they're at a higher scale. However,
Right.
I do agree with the need to convey everything more clearly to show our progress and remove that rug feel so that you guys know this is a genuine project that is being worked on. In regards to that, being transparent, it won't be a couple days because if we try to do that, then we're going to be rushing it out and the response will be more negative than positive. However, in the coming weeks, we will be forming that strong team that can look after this project and see it forward. We will be hiring advisors. We will be hiring additional support that can really control every area that we might not be able to handle.
Right. Okay. I definitely like that answer. I think that everything that's been said in this AMA is going to push this project forward. But I'm definitely curious about these advisors you guys are saying you're going to hire. Will we be able to know who those advisors are, doxed or undoxed? At least that we know we can see the decisions they're
Yes.
suggesting
Yeah.
to you guys.
100%. The advisors we plan to bring on will all be doxed. People that have had successful projects or have experience in the industry that you can look into, that you can see, so that you can verify yourself that they have the ability needed to see this project forward.
Definitely, thank you. And then just a smaller question, just from the community that somebody mentioned, is why was a comparatively small amount of the team funds were converted into USDC? If you got funds for the development that already far exceed than what you claim to have planned for, it seems greedy to keep them predominantly in a volatile asset.
Yeah, so we have financial advisors that they have much larger sums of money in this space, and we are talking with them regarding advice on how to redistribute and our funds and ensure that they're all kept in a safe position. And what our advice was from them, however, this is not financial advice for everyone, was to keep holding because they expect to see an increase in the coming weeks. We had the opportunity to withdraw when I made the announcement. If we converted to USDC or a large portion to stable currency, we would have lost a large majority of our funding in that moment due to the dip in prices. And our advisors from the financial side recommended that we hold. And when it hits a higher price, we withdraw, we diversify our portfolio, and we ensure that there'll be both enough to develop the game and some that we can keep protected.
Definitely, no. Thank you for your answers. I don't have too many other questions right now at this exact time, but I'm sure there will be more coming in the next few weeks. And I just hope that we see those answers to those questions quicker rather than later. But truly, from the bottom of my heart, wish you guys the best, and I hope we can see value get restored back to this project. I think we have a good vision here.
Thanks for
Thank
coming,
you.
Pud.
I appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Hi, Flob.
Hi guys, thanks for bringing me here. So first I wanted to ask about, well, it's kind of a suggestion at the same time, but basically, I feel like a lot of like a large majority of the FUD was coming from the fact that people weren't sure if a game is really being developed. Like for me, it's enough to see like, and I really like that you're switching to like a different engine because in the beginning I was a bit doubtful of like the Unity engine. So, but like for me, I mean, I guess now it's kind of enough to know like Magic Media, they have it on their website, stuff like that. But I feel like just in general, it would be really nice to see or even just know what the ideas are going to be for like core gameplay mechanics, just to know exactly like what is going to be in the game, kind of, even if it's just like, for example, short clips or anything of just like what's gonna be like how we're actually gonna be interacting with the Pixelmon, and what people are gonna spend the majority of how people are gonna spend the majority of their times in the game. And so that's basically like my first question. And
Yeah.
also, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. What's your other question?
Oh no, I just wanted to ask, so I see a lot of projects. So like for example, you see a lot of like blue chip projects where a lot of the utility would be just from owning the item, and I don't know how exactly how it's gonna work, but like I wasn't one of them. I wasn't a 3 ETH Dutch auction minter, but I feel like also what a lot of people didn't like was the fact that there is like a wide variety of like rarities, and so like to get like one to get like a common, like everyone basically paid the same price, like all the minters, but there's just a large difference in what you can get. And in the beginning I didn't really think too much of it, because it's just like how Pokemon is. But then I noticed also there are stats that would affect earnings, and so um I just want to know kind of what was like the reasoning behind that, to like have, for example, luck and um what is it, the other one called, the boost stats, basically, which is like, people have basically paid the same amount for the same Pixelmon, but like they're gonna be earning differently based on just these boost stats, which I think are dependent on like the rare. I mean, like generally dependent on the rarity of the Pixelmon.
Yeah. I can see your concern with that. The current metadata and the boosts and the luck and all of that, we haven't got as a direct effect on what you're going to receive. So someone with a common is going to be receiving the same utility as someone with a legendary. However, with our different perks, a legendary will have certain things that they can access to in addition to what a common can access to. This is just the way we've set up our NFTs so that we do have a higher demand for some NFTs. However, a common, for example, will still receive significant utility. The only difference in terms of the metadata that you've seen is that some legendaries will have additional perks within the game that we haven't officially announced yet, but it was so that we can create that variation of demand among the Generation 1 collection.
Right, yeah, I see. Um, yeah, yeah, that answers my question basically. What about the first one? Sorry.
Sorry, what was the first
Oh,
question
I
again?
was just asking. So I was thinking like, um, basically just to learn more about what the core gameplay mechanics will be like, and what exactly like Magic Media are working on. So just like to clear some of the FUD around like the game development and all that. Um, like yeah. So just like for example, like when would we learn about like how the core game mechanics would exactly work? Because we know it's different from like Pokemon. So
Yeah, we haven't got something or that we want to release just yet. We need to perfect it and continue to work on it. However, that will be something that is for sure released to the community when it is ready. Our core focus in the short term was our NFT project, and we will continue to focus on the NFT project and prepare all the relevant documents and information so you can learn about the game, what's involved, where it's going, what you can do with it. However, that is a really big component because we want to execute it right, and that will take more time than some of our short-term deliverables.
All right. Okay. Okay. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Flob. We'll be inviting our last speaker tonight. It's Keeks. Hey, Keeks. I invited you.
Hello,
Hello, Keeks.
can you all hear me?
Hi.
All right, perfect. So
Cool.
before I start, I want to say like this is all utmost respect. Like there's no disrespect intended to anyone, to the community, like anything at all. So I'll start off with a disclaimer that you guys are probably not gonna agree with me, but like being the last speaker, I just want to make a few points that we kind of haven't touched on. So first off, the mood of the whole project. Everyone's acting depressed. Everyone's talking in low tones. Like, guys, this is just the start. It's been a single day, and the fact that you guys are already starting to like act depressed and like talk in a low tone. Listen, I bought at a high price as well. Okay, and it's safe to say that the launch was absolute trash. Okay, we can all agree on that. We've been over that point already. Okay, but the fact that Cyber literally has $70 million in between his palms and could have very easily disappeared and just taken the money and ran. But he decided to stay, and that alone says like enough about the project. Okay, I myself bought at a very high price, like I mentioned, but refunds don't make sense because you guys are the ones who decided to buy at a high price, and myself as well decided to buy at a high price. Okay, and the fact that you guys decided to sell it at a loss, again, that's your responsibility. It's my responsibility as well if I decided to sell. Okay, now it's up to us to be a part of this project. We all bought into this project knowing that it's not a short-term play and that we're in this for the long run. It's literally, again, it's been one singular day, and now it's our chance to kind of bounce back. And you guys need to keep in mind, like, if you check OpenSea and know the most simplest term in business, which is supply and demand, there's only 1,000 items listed, most of which are commons and unhatched eggs. Okay, that means that over 90% of the people who are in this project are holding and aren't looking to have a quick flip or anything. All right, and now I just want to say that. Now my question is, why don't we introduce something like the like CryptoPunks Vault? All right, so why like you guys made 25,000 Ethereum, okay? Out of which 400 Ethereum was taken and bought with NFTs, and people are fighting about that. 400 Ethereum is only 1.6% of of what you guys made. So why don't we use, let's say, the remaining 600 Ethereum, which will put the like community wallet or the project's wallet at 24,000 Ethereum. Why don't we use that? I know we can't sweep the floor. Like it's obvious, like that's illegal. We can't do that. All right. So why don't you guys spend an amount similar to the 400 Ethereum, like 600 Ethereum or 1,000 Ethereum, and spend it on a community wallet where you guys buy up some of the listings and use them for giveaways or decide to burn the tokens or whatever. Like again, you guys said you're hiring like business strategists and people who understand more about the space. So is that in the works? Like, are you guys planning on doing something like that?
Yeah, we have talked about something like that internally, though I don't want to announce anything again until we have it set in stone. We are looking into ways we can use the funds directly to benefit the community, similar to what you've said.
All right, perfect. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. But again, guys, it's just the start. Stop acting like we're done and like we're gonna lose all our money, this and that. Again, we all bought at a high price. It is what it is. Now it's your decision whether to hold or to sell. And again, I'm not pressuring you. It's whatever you guys want to do. But bro, like the game hasn't come out. There's no utility right now. This is just a picture, and it's a bad one. But we've already been promised $2 million to go towards the art, and like what you see on OpenSea right now is nothing. We've been over that, and people are still talking about that as if we haven't brought it up a million times. All of this is gonna change. So let's see. So yeah, again, just hold, and we're already at rock bottom. The only way we can go is up. And thank you guys for letting me speak.
You're welcome. Thank you for that.
Thank you for coming, Keeks.
I appreciate it. Is that our last one?
Yeah.
Guys, thank you for coming to the AMA. We'll wrap it up there. I know a lot of people still have questions they want to ask, and we're going to continue to work and answer them as much as we can within the Discord. It's been a journey, and from me personally, for those who are curious about how I will be going forward, I'm just a bit under the weather right now due to the threats that we have received. However, that's okay. It happens. We're moving on. We're going to keep building our project. We're actually very excited to build the project, and I've been excited for a long time about what we can build. However, a few things just weren't executed as well as they could be. And to rectify that and to put trust back into us from the community, we're going to rectify the issues we've made. We're going to work on finding a core team, more advisors going forward. We're going to push out regular content and find structured plans that we can provide everyone with so they know exactly what's happening and how we're proceeding going forward. So thank you all for coming out. We're going to continue to work. We have a lot of things we need to do. Though I can't ask for patience, I don't have the right to do that. I do ask that you respect the team and the Discord moderators and the people working here to look after you, as well as myself if possible and our core team. We are here, we are working, we're not going to leave despite this mess. Many people are telling us to just leave. Many people are telling us to kill ourselves. Many people are telling us to do a lot of things. Regardless of what is going on right now, we're going to stay and we're going to build the game. And in time, as we deliver, as we work through our roadmap and produce each point along the way, we hope that you guys will find those who are not in the project will start to understand what it is we're building. So we thank you to those who are with us currently and staying. We will continue. Awesome.
Thank
Do
you,
you guys
guys.
have anything else to say, or
That's we're
we'll
good
leave
to
it
go, I
there?
think. Yeah. Have
Awesome.
a good night, guys. Well, keep in touch.